Hey and welcome to another Tea Talk video. My name's Jess. In today's video we're going to be talking about aging and whether it's inevitable that we gain weight as we age, or whether there's something that we could do about it. So I'm going to give you 3 tips. I think one of the things that I notice in my nutrition clinic is if I'm working with men or women that are in maybe their 50s, 60s, 70s, or I've had my oldest client has been 99, her name was Daisy. So as we age, are we predisposed to gaining weight, or is there something we could do about it? And the answer is there is definitely something we can do about it. These 3 tips I hope will be really refreshing and will just give you that reassurance that you're not destined to gain weight as you age. There's definitely something you can do about it. And tip number 1 is, as we age, we can lose muscle mass, but that is largely due to the amount of the type of exercise we're doing. If you're spending, as you age, more hours sedentary and sitting down, then your muscles aren't going to be challenged, and if you don't use them, you lose them. So really being conscious of the types of exercise and the amount of exercise that you're doing. By exercise I just mean movement. So ensuring that you've got some kind of resistance based exercise throughout your week, and you don't need to use weights at a gym. I mean, you could do Pilates, you could sign up to a yoga class where you're doing weight bearing exercise, standing on one leg, really using those coordinating muscles to balance your body, but definitely being really intentional with incorporating resistance training, because it's that resistance that's going to challenge your muscle, and your muscle mass largely dictates your body's metabolism. So obviously if you're not exercising, you're dropping your muscle mass, your metabolism is going to inevitably drop, and so you're going to find it easier to gain weight and trickier to lose weight. So if you're not exercising as much, you're going to find it a lot easier to gain weight. And typically as we age, we tend to move a lot less than when we're younger. So just bear that in mind and really be conscious and intentional with the exercise that you do. Tip number 2 is our perception of stress as we age typically increases, and that is largely because we are, as we age, we have more responsibilities. We're juggling work and family and social life, and we've got all these plates, spinning. Also, we have more people that are maybe reliant on us, maybe children, maybe work colleagues, maybe family, partners, and everything else. So I think one thing is just flipping the script and realizing that if you have all these people in your life, work colleagues, family and everything, like how lucky are you to have all these people in your life, and just taking a moment to switch it from, rather than coming from a stressful place, coming more from a place of appreciation. And also if you've got family and work and everything that you're juggling, how lucky are you to be in a job, firstly, to have family, when there are many people that don't have any of those. So I guess when you find yourself thinking, God, I'm so stressed, I've got so much on, just take a moment to think, okay, I'm very fortunate to have a lot on, and just seeing if you can just switch your perception, because the way that you perceive your life is going to dictate your nervous system and how your body responds to that situation. To put it very simply, if your body is stressed, and obviously that can be emotional stress as well as physical stress, you're going to be living in the red zone of your nervous system, which is the fight and flight. When you're in the fight and flight, your body goes into shutdown mode and preservation mode. You're not going to burn calories as readily, and you're going to be far more likely to store fat rather than burn fat. So as you age, that's the relationship in terms of stress and increasing weight, because all that pressure builds up, and the type of fuel you use and how readily you use fuel, your body's fuel in your body will change. The 3rd tip is about listening to your body's whispers. So as over the years, your body will communicate via signs and symptoms, and let's say it's a headache once a week or once a fortnight. You think, it's a headache, I hardly ever get headaches, it's absolutely fine. Or maybe it's a digestion, you suffer from bloatedness or like cramping, and you think maybe it's once a month, but maybe that once a month turns into once a fortnight, and then maybe once a week, and it becomes more of a regular feature. Yet you're living a quick paced life, and you're just kind of ignoring that symptom. Over time, that symptom will compound, and the health challenge will become maybe more serious, and maybe eventually chronic if not addressed. So Really taking a moment to just listen to your body's whispers before they turn into shouts. And body fat, for example, won't shift for 9 different reasons. One of those 9 reasons, I'll explain the 9 reasons: gut bacteria, liver function, sex hormones, emotions, the nervous system, thyroid function, calories, stress hormones, and insulin. So if if those whispers are maybe insulin focused or like gut focused, and then they turn into more serious issues, then fat loss, if might not be so successful if you've got a health challenge or something going wrong in one of those 9 areas. So as we age, lifestyle factors may compromise the efficiency of one of those 9 areas, be it gut bacteria, be it liver, your body's liver health, and over time, as those one of those 9 factors decreases in health quality, then that can lead to weight gain. So hopefully that helps, and it's just giving you a little bit of a food for thought. And any questions on that, then let me know. And if you found this video helpful, or you have a colleague or a friend that always mentions, like, as I age, I know my metabolism is slowing down, then send them this video and hopefully it will give them a tip to work with. And also, if you would kindly send this video onto your HR department, I would love to come into your office and maybe do a talk about weight loss, around working in an office environment. But my approach is more approachable. It's filled with utilizable facts and actual practical tips that you can implement straight away. So send the video into your workplace, maybe your HR department, and I would love to come into your office and do a live talk. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.